Good morning and welcome to week 6 of term 3. And this morning I'm going to be sharing my sermon and my story for chapel for this week. Now, our word of the week this week is creativity. Now, before I get started, just a little bit of hand sanitizer. Welcome to my office. And creativity is our word of the week and is also one of our school values. So what does creativity mean at Hadlow? Well, underneath our value, one of our values, creativity, we have created these 3 bullet points. So this is what our students say what creativity is. And it says, we value creativity and think outside the box. This is what we do. We are curious and use our imagination. We look for new ideas. We are proud of our own ideas and creations and celebrate creativity. We think, design, discover, invent, create, and problem solve. Now, we do this every day in the classroom, and we have many subjects and times during the week where we show our creativity. That's in sport, PE, it can be in dance and drama, it can be in visual art, it can be in music, it can be in passion time, creativity time, it can be in eye time, it can be to do with play-based learning, but it also can very much be in writing, maths, it can be across all learning areas in the school. I think creativity is incredibly important because it actually shows and tells us a little bit more about ourselves and who we are as people. And I think all of us have a creative bent. And today I'm going to share a story with you, one of my favourite stories, and the theme is around dancing, but it also is around someone that has gone out and been a little different and been a little creative rather than sticking to the mainstream. And I think sometimes it's important to be creative and to be yourself and to show your own individuality and your own DNA. The story I'm sharing with you today, and many of you I'm sure have read it, is Giraffes Can't Dance. This book was actually kindly gifted by Riley Engel back in 2016. So thank you, Riley. I know that many of our students have enjoyed this book. Giraffes Can't Dance. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully bandy and his legs were rather slim. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. This is the jungle dance, and this year when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango, which was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked towards the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald, the animals all laughed. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, don't be daft. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed Cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing, yes, I'm dancing, I am dancing," Gerald cried. Then one by one each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How is it you can dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twizzled round and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." So Gerald, he had the confidence and he had the imagination to go out and try something different. He was creative and he created his own dance, the dance and the music that suited him. I challenge all of us to be creative and to be a little bit like Gerald.